Hey, for those of you that are considering investing with Justin, I just wanted to share my experience. I've only known Justin for about four or 5 months. I met him through a local friend of mine, and as a sophisticated, long-time investor, I move slowly and I'm very cautious because of people like Bernie Madoff and Tom Petters and all the crazy Ponzi scheme stuff that goes out there. So when I do decide to work with somebody, I do a lot of due diligence on them, and I move very carefully to be sure I'm not going to get burned. So I've done that with Justin, and I couldn't find any negatives on him. Dug pretty deep, felt pretty good, all the boxes were checked, so I slowly moved forward with him in terms of a relationship. As I said earlier, I consider myself a sophisticated investor, but getting to know Justin and what I'm learning about him is he's really sophisticated. I've learned a lot from Justin in a short period of time. He brings a ton of deal flow, which is pretty hard to find, and he brings more deal flow than I have money. So that's enjoyable. I get to choose which projects I want to go into. He applies zero, and I mean literally zero, investment pressure. He just exposes you to the opportunities, tells you about them, and then lets you decide if it's right for you. I like that a lot. I don't like pressure salespeople. Other things I like about Justin is I'm learning that he comes across as very sincere, very honest, and when you spend any time with him, I think you're going to find the same thing. He puts off a really positive vibe. He's a true family man. As I mentioned earlier, he brings a lot of tools in his toolbox that I thought I had, not even close. He's taught me so much in that 4 or 5 month relationship. I even told my wife when we were having dinner early on, I said, I met a guy, meaning Justin, that I think we're going to be working with for the rest of my life. I'll give you a quick experience that has been thrilling to me. So not only does he bring added value in deal flow, he's got a really deep network of investors, and those investors come from wide varieties of categories, from franchise businesses to aftermarket parts distributors, just a wide variety. So if you're looking at something or interested in buying a company, Justin highly likely has either knowledge of that company or he's got a client that he's working with that is in that category that can help you. That brings value to me. Another thing, that this is a big one, and this is no smoke and mirrors. You hear this a lot from people that are trying to sell you on themselves or their firm or their company. Justin turned me on to a gentleman by the name of Will, and I've spent a lot of time and a lot of money on my estate plan and tax planning. I try to keep as much money in my pocket versus the government's pocket. And this one simple connection that Justin has turned me on to, his name is Will, he is saving me 7 figures. And again, that's not inflated, that's not smoke and mirrors. It's a true 7 figures, and I'm thrilled about that. In talking with the same gentleman that Justin has turned me on to, he's got another strategy that I'm considering, and that will save me another 7 figures. So truly, in a 4 to 5 month period of time, without even spending $1 on investments, but just with knowledge, Justin has saved me in the category of $1 to $2 million, and those are real dollars. As far as investing, again, he brings a lot of deal flow, a lot of variety, and he presents those opportunities. He does the due diligence. That's the beauty, is he takes all the work off of my back and his other investors, and he presents the opportunity with detail, drills down into it, shares the pros and the cons, why or why not, whether he invests, and that saves me a lot of time. I've got a lot going on. The value of that alone is important to me because of how much time just looking at a company to determine whether you want to invest in it takes. He does all the hard work. So if you're considering working with Justin, do your own due diligence, but I think you're going to find a really good guy. He's got a lot of experience, a lot of connections, and is somebody that you'll probably work with once you move with him, you'll probably work with him for the rest of your life. I want to thank you, Justin, for the opportunity and for the things you've already done for me, and look forward to working with you for a long, long time. Thanks.